Welcome to Are You Smarter Than an Immigrant? Part 2. It's taken me a long time to get this particular part up. I'm so sorry, but I had a stroke, so I do have a good excuse. I was a month in the hospital, a month in rehab, a month out of the hospital, still doing rehab and physical therapy and occupational therapy. And, that mental fog is still there. So I apologize for how long it's taken me to do this. The first one was put out on July 7th, which happened to be the day I had the stroke. And today is October 4th that I'm filming it. I'm hoping to get it up, if not this weekend, certainly by Monday. But I apologize. Now, what this is all about is anyone who is a permanent resident who wants to become a naturalized citizen. Generally speaking, they have to take a civics and history test. And these questions are part of the 100 questions that USCIS puts out and that they'll test you on. Generally speaking, permanent residents, they have a test that has 10 questions, and to pass it, they have to get 6 of them correct. So we're going to see if you can get 6 of these correct. I don't think this particular quiz is that difficult, but we'll see what you think. Now, unlike the first quiz that I did, which was multiple choice, this is mainly fill in the blank or short answer. So I'm just going to read them to you. This is literally the 6th time that I am filming this. I have been trying to get this freaking quiz part 2 up, and it's proven very difficult for me. I don't know, I'm just going to blame it on the stroke. But anyway, so I just decided I'm just going to read it. The problem I'm having is syncing the audio with the video. And I just said, just screw it, just read the questions and see if they can get their answers. So get a piece of paper and a pencil and see if you can get 6 out of the 10 correct. Now, the first one might seem a little difficult, but if you don't overthink it, you might be able to get this right off the top of your head. Question number 1. What is the economic system in the United States? I know, it seems weird, right? But if you've been studying the questions, they have all these study guides and things to help you on USCIS.gov if you're actually thinking about doing this. If you've been using any of those booklets and in flashcards and things like that, you'll know the answer right away, which is the the economic system in the United States is that of a capitalistic. Jesus, can you even speak? Okay, so here we go. You ready? Question number 1. What is the economic system in the United States? Don't overthink this. Just go with your gut. What is the economic system in the United States? Correct answer? Capitalism. Right? Capitalism is an economic system where the individuals, as opposed to the government, owns most of the businesses that generate the profits. Question number 2. What is the rule of law? I know nowadays we hear a lot about the rule of law. Especially if you listen to CNN or MSNBC, they talk about it all the time. Do they ever actually define it for you? I don't think so. So what is the rule of law? It is a very important principle of the U.S. Constitution. And the bottom line is that no one is above the law. That means everyone has to obey the law. The government has to obey the law. Leaders must obey the law. That's the whole principle of the rule of law. Number 3, name one branch or part of the federal government. You remember we have 3 branches, right? So you need to name one of them. That's either the legislative branch, the judicial branch, or the executive branch. They're the 3 branches of the federal government. Number 4, what stops one branch of government from becoming too powerful? This is another thing that we're also hearing a lot nowadays. There's 2 basic answers to that. One is checks and balances, and the other one is separation of powers. Separation of powers is easy. That's you don't have one branch who's in charge of everything. You know, different branches do different things. The checks and balances are like the Supreme Court is supposed to be a check on the legislative branch. If the legislative branch creates a law that is not constitutional, the Supreme Court is supposed to stop that. Same thing, it's a check on the president. It's a check on the president. However, if the Supreme Court is just going to let the president do whatever he wants to do, you could have a problem. That's when we start talking about a constitutional crisis. Okay, number 5. Who is in charge of the executive branch? I think everybody knows this, right? That's the president. Number 6. How many U.S. senators are there? Correct answer, 100. 2 for every state. Number 7. I hope I have the right numbers here. Number 7. Who makes federal laws? I think I just mentioned that. That's Congress, or also known as the legislative branch, also known as the Senate and the House of Representatives. Number 8. Oh, shit. I just gave you the answer. What are the 2 parts of the U.S. Congress? Okay, I just gave you the answer. That is, one is the Senate and one is the House of Representatives. Number 9, you should be doing really well on this test since most of the time I'm answering the questions ahead of time. Great. Number 9, we elect a U.S. Senator for how many years? You remember? Going back to like civics in elementary school? The correct answer is we elect a U.S. Senator for 6 years. Number 10, who is one of your state's U.S. Senators right now? That one I can't give you the answer to. You have to Google it. It's very important to know the names of your federal senators because, look, if you have some problems that deal with the federal government, have it be about Social Security, have it be about immigration, have it be about HUD, housing, whatever, that you have a federal a problem that deals with the federal end of things, you need a federal senator or representative to talk to. A lot of times they have liaisons. I know for immigration, every senator has a liaison for immigration. So if you have a case that's stuck, just call the senator and ask to speak to the immigration liaison. And that's it for right now. See, you should have been able to get a whole bunch of those right since I gave you most of the answers. If you didn't do test 1, go back and do test 1. I'm going to put all these quizzes into a playlist so you can, if you miss any, you can go back and read the other ones. And I'm going to try and do these for Mondays. That's what I said before I had the stroke. I make this big announcement on the 7th of July. I'll come back every Monday. We're going to have a new test. And boom, I have a stroke. So that was the end of that for July, August, and most of September. So anyway, but I am going to try and put them out for Mondays, just so there's some continuity. I hope you did well. I would appreciate it if you would put down in the comments what state you're from and what the names of your 2 senators are, because that will help people, that will help other people who maybe are from your state taking the test, and they can look down in the comments and say, oh, Pennsylvania, it's Fetterman. Okay, I'll talk to you later. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.